When COVID hit, I had a client we trained online consistently. She had no family here, she was alone. The aspect of being lonely was weighing heavier on her because we talked about it. She had, I mean, everyone has friends, but with respect to what was going on, no one saw each other. She was telling me she was nervous about gaining weight because she's not going to the gym. I'm like, we're working out at home. We'll keep doing our 2 times a week. Try to do something on your own, twice a week extra, 30 minutes that you enjoy. And she ended up doing, it was like dancing. For that first 4-month lockdown, she lost 21 pounds. And then when we finally go back into the gym, we're talking about it, and like she's geeked about it. She's has a better respect with nutrition, understands it a bit more. But we identified her problems that inhibited her ability to lose weight prior. Those were social events, those were socializations with her friends. More like specifically, it was alcohol consumption and like restaurant life. Your socialization isn't the problem. It's thinking that you can drink and eat whatever you want when you go out with your friends and there be no consequences. If you go out with your friends, just drink half. Consume water with every glass of wine, just so you're not only consuming wine. And even if it doesn't diminish the amount of wine you drink in a night, you'll slowly start to find you might not want to eat any food with that wine because you're full, or you'll be like, I don't want wine because in conjunction with water, it's still a lot of liquid. And I'm like, those small calorie cuts are gonna have a bigger long-term effect. And then the socialization started again. And she's like, oh, all my friends gain weight, all my friends are like, struggling, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, you're not, so like, great. And she's like, well, now they keep inviting me to all these things and it's all junk food related, like wine, charcuterie boards. And the problem with charcuterie boards is everything is pretty much fat dominant. So when you sit there and eat a couple blocks of cheese, eat a couple things of sausages, like it's really easy to sit and eat 800 to 1,000 calories in fat. And at one point I told her, I was like, you need to take a step back from your friends. You need to assess which ones are empowering you to continuously do better and ones that are pulling you down, encouraging alcohol consumption and bad food habits just because they're bored. And here's where things got derailed. Because people are nervous to talk to their friends and family about things that they feel strongly about but their family doesn't, and mainly it seems to be weight loss, diet, anything regarding health seems to be met with hostility and animosity amongst friends and family depending on what you're trying to achieve. So she caved into peer pressure and she gained all of that weight back in 3 months when she started socializing again. This was 2021. We kept that off. We kept the weight off for about a year. And then when restrictions were loosening, people felt a little bit more comfortable. And that's when she started going out more. And I was like, we've identified why you gain weight. You know why you gain weight. She's like, I know exactly why I gain weight. And you've told me. And I was like, you've gone out and you've drank, you've consumed food, but you've also stopped doing the workouts that you were doing on your own that we agreed on. She's like, well, I don't have time. I'm like, yes, you have time. It's just not important enough to you because you enjoy the socialization. But 30 minutes twice a week really isn't that much. And she's like, I know. And at one point, she started cutting off her friends that didn't support her goals. And she started feeling happier. She started feeling more appreciated by the friends that she did keep around. And all in all, her life improved. She was still struggling to lose the weight again because you now have to figure out how to live your life, how to go back to real life and still feel happy and all that jazz. But at the end of the day, her biggest issue with ability to lose weight was all the people she surrounded herself with. It wasn't the food consumption because she knew it. It was essentially not wanting to argue with her friends when she went out because she wasn't gonna have a bottle of wine to herself. She was just gonna have a glass. Well, you're not as fun. And like to me, I'm like, that's the most insulting thing someone could say to you. If I don't drink, I'm not fun to you? Like, what kind of friendship is that? So those are the conversations that people need to have with all of the people in their life if they're not supporting you. You want to lose 20 pounds? Anyone that you talk to about that should have nothing but support for you, as long as you're doing it properly and healthy. If you're sitting out and eating nothing and starving yourself, that's genuine cause for concern for your friends to bring up. That's fine. But if you're not going out and stuffing your face and drinking alcohol and people are upset with that, those aren't friends. Those aren't people you should want to spend the rest of your life with. So a lot of people need to sit back, look at their life with a fine-toothed comb and figure out what aspects of their life that need the biggest improvement in order for their life, their habits, their goals to be achievable. We've seen clients get divorced because their partner wasn't supportive. It's crazy that someone's health would lead to a marriage falling apart because the spouse isn't supportive. That's crazy. If your spouse isn't supportive, get a divorce. Jules will pay for the lawyer.